Welcome to the Rox Revanharte channel. Once again, we're back with another music review from some of the bands that have inspired me, that I've discovered, both past, present, and going forward into the future. This one holds dear to me that I'm going to do today is Static X. Quite a popular name in the metal underground, overground, whatever you want to call it. Static X has been a big hit for all my youth. Was it 20 years now or something like that? My facts are wrong. I don't know. I've been listening to him probably since I was about 15, 17 years old. I think I first heard them playing over the loudspeaker in between bands when I was there for a Typo Negative concert. And I think Typo Negative and maybe Dracula Jones or one of them, in between sets of the bands, they played Static X over the loudspeakers. So that's how I discovered this band. I was like, damn, that hits hard. That groove's really good. But what really drew me to this band, not only that, I mean, I'm sure you're aware of this video for Cold has been featured on soundtracks and things like that, which, you know, what you get on a movie soundtrack, you pretty much get your word out based on popularity of the movie. For me, it wasn't through that discovery. It wasn't even through the video Cold. I grew up on Wisconsin Death Trip, the album. That was amazing to me. I loved it. Loved every bit of it. But to get to the point of what I'm doing some of these reviews a little different than hopefully the other reviews out there is I am going to only be playing a couple clips from videos I'm liked by this band, just like the last video I did on this for Fate Destroyed. This is just kind of give you a little taste of what this band's about if you haven't heard about them. But the main point of why I'm doing this band is because they are putting out a new album called, I think, Project Regeneration, which I'll get to that in a moment. I think it's absolutely amazing what they're doing with that, and I'll start talking about that after this video. But Static X was a huge influence on me as a musician. After watching some of Wayne Static's interviews and things like that, and discovering that the way they do their music is very different. The recording process, I mean, they're acting like they don't really know their instruments, and that how they found their sound is they just played around on it like I do, just discovering the sound. They don't necessarily, they're not book smart when it comes to playing their instruments. That's what I believe they said. And that's like me. I haven't studied a lick of tablature or a lick of music notes or anything like that as a musician. Play by ear. I try not to do too many covers because I don't really want to adopt someone else's sound and tone and all that so much as I want to discover my own. And that's kind of why I was drawn to Static X, because they went more of a groove. Was it Evil Disco or something like they called themselves? So for me, like, I kind of like that. I like that about taking traditional metal and making it just a little bit more groovy. I like that industrial sound to it. And when I'm playing my own music, that's kind of what I'm going for, is a more unique tones. And anything I discover on the guitar is because I created it, not because I borrowed it from somebody else so much. That does contradict me a little bit, because I'll get into a future video about Typo Negative, my greatest #1 influence, the first band I have ever seen in a live performance setting, and it just struck a chord with me forever. And that sucks. Friend requests. Okay, forgot to turn notifications off for that. Way to ruin my video. Thank you, friend request. Anyway, yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, if you don't know that already. Look up Rox Revanharte. You'll find me. I have a space for a few of you for now. So back to what I was saying with Static X. I'm drawn by that. The idea of just taking your instrument, which for me, my weapon of choice is the bass, but this is my brand of choice, Schecter guitar. So I take my guitar and I just sit there and I'm trying to find my own sounds, my own tones. But because these bands have been my influence, it might be some tones very similar in style, but they're still using my notes and my design. So with that being said, let's get into a little Static X, shall we? Really, for me, I like that eerie sound, that deep chugging with a groove to it. Pause this right there for a second. I just want to point out, with the current track that I'm recording right now for Alone, this was inadvertent, but as I was toying around, just fidgeting with microphones and stuff like that, since I'm not really a vocalist, but I am trying to become one, learning how to even get that thing to record anything I do has been a learning curve for me. So with the track for Alone, I was just sitting with fan in the background and the microphone hooked up, got a little bit of feedback, and without any effects running on it, it just started doing kind of like a sound like his. But I was just kind of whispering into it, fucking off, right? And it just kind of picking up this kind of whispery hello, and it just had the kind of like a similar growl to his. And I'm like, man, I can't escape it. I sound kind of like Static X, so you know what? With this whole album, I'm kind of gonna run maybe a little twist to that. So I owe this band great homage, and we'll continue. So again, I'm sorry I'm not playing the whole video straight through. There's tons of reaction videos out there and where you can do this. You can also watch the official video yourselves. So I'm not here to play the video through. Like I said, I'm here to discuss how this band has influenced me and why I choose them. I might have said this in the last video for Fate Destroyed, but I'll probably repeat this many times over. Music that appeals to me is music that should scare your neighbors who have never heard it, never heard anything like it. They're too uptight in their world of things. I like to scare the little children and the old ladies on the block when I'm driving down, blasting it in my car. And this band is just one of those. I mean, you can just crank that dial on the radio all the way to maximum, blast it through the neighborhood, and it just scares people. They get out of your way. And that's exactly the kind of music I'm into. But more specifically, not like the scariest stuff out there, because there's certain metal that, despite it being really scary and whatnot, it just doesn't mix with me. And I'll probably get into that in future videos. I still kind of require a groove. I do kind of require the ability to understand some of what they're singing about. I'm just not really into the super growly stuff. I'm not really into that so much. Not saying I hate it, because I do like it. Just got to be a little bit more in the mood for it. My average mood probably doesn't match it. But Static X, I couldn't be more influenced by this band. It's one of my top 5 bands of all time. I mean, if you ask me what my top 5 bands are, this band's included in it indefinitely every single time. Even though I am kind of on a quest to update my playlist, because I'm not eclectic. I'm very specific to what I like. And this band's made the cut since I discovered them all them many moons ago. And they've managed to stay on that tier till now. And I mean, I might as well mention it here. My top 5 is hands down Typo Negative, my number 1 slot. Peter Steele, rest in peace, my brother. But that band I grew up next door to. I got the opportunity to see them the most of all the other live bands. So it was a big deal to me. I have unfortunately never seen Static X live. I might just have to make it part of that Project Regeneration tour if this virus thing ever lets up and allows that kind of thing to go down. Typo negative number one, and I'll get into that more in a future video. Fear Factory, the extreme clash to Typo Negative, happen to have been on the same record label, but Fear Factory, and in future videos I will definitely cover some Fear Factory. Again, one of those bands that when you just crank the dial, you're scaring everybody in town. I love that. But I love that industrial and that metal, and I'll get into that. Number two, definitely Fear Factory. They've stayed at the top of my list since day one, and they've never bumped. Static X right there at number three. Number three. I wish I could put y'all at number one, but my blood goes to Typo Negative first, Fear Factory second, and definitely Static X number three. Top four following Static X, another band that's influenced me the most, is Iced Earth. And Iced Earth is just amazing to me. I mean, I probably listen to them more than any other band, just with how much they've evolved as a band. I'm more of a Matthew Barlow era fan, but all of it's good to me. And I'll get further into that in future videos. Iced Earth, number four. And then number five, following Iced Earth. Stay tuned for that, I suppose, because I don't want to just give that up. Everybody's trying to say, oh, why not Metallica or Megadeth or anything like that. I slid into Cradle of Filth. Again, the scary stuff, the storytelling in the music, the long, drawn-out songs. Those tones are incredible to me. So yes, my old playlist, top five. I do have an updated for 2020 playlist, but you'll probably still find Typo Negative at the top. Probably still find Static X at the top, but you're gonna find Fate Destroyed, the first band I did this type of video for, is definitely on that list now. Thank you, Fate Destroyed, for updating my playlist. So I'm gonna pause this here and go to the next video. And we're back with Bring You Down from Project Regeneration by Static X. You see the logo right there, Static X. Yeah, so about this video, bringing back the band after its lead performer has passed away. Using the same likeness. I mean, Zero using kind of like that zombie mask that uses the likeness of what resembles to be Wayne Static, perhaps zombified or something like that. It's fucking metal. That's pretty badass, and I'm glad the band feels that even Wayne would appreciate it. I think he would if he's at all like any of us. Hell yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason I decided to make this video in the first place, besides talking about how big of an influence they were to me. The fact that I wanted to bring up this band is doing one of the most morbid things in the history of music. And it's awesome. I mean, next to like the holographic of Michael Jackson, or was it the other one, Tupac, or one of them rappers, that's pretty badass in itself. This, doing a whole official album and tour, using the likeness of a fallen band member, that's not sure how many bands can pull that off. Static X does it excellently. I mean, I look forward, if I get the chance to, I look forward to seeing them live like this. I mean, going forward 2020, I mean, how else could you? Glad the rest of the band members are making their money and their job and keeping up. So thank you for providing Bring You Down and the rest of Project Regeneration. Groove. And I'm gonna leave it right at that. How amazing was that? I mean, seriously heavy. Seriously, bring it down, bring you down. I was thinking the same thought the first time I heard this song driving home. There's just somebody who was on my mind that I just would love anything more than to bring you down. And then there was this song. I was like, hell yeah. Uh, as wild as an adventure this is for Static X, let's do it. I want to see more of it. You guys got me to pick up my instrument again, got me recording. Thank you. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say for this video. If you like and subscribe, cool. Ring the bell, whatever. I mean, you're seeing some other videos come out of this channel that are a bit disturbing, a bit weird for my Hatestone project, for Dirty JJ and other things. So stay tuned for that. I know some of that's cringe fest. What can I say? It is what it is. Thanks for watching.